Hey up viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Danganronpa S, episode 76 I do believe now, to get ourselves straight back into development mode as we continue pushing ahead, clearing out all the characters who of course we've not yet taken into the development mode, and of course down here on DR2 we still have Monami and Usami, technically, so we're just going to pull them out and take them onto the board, and we may do a few friendly events, other things, but in the meantime, you know, I have got an interesting topic of conversation for this video, as promised at the end of the last one. We'll get to that in a second. I never have another chance to attend an event with everyone, so I'll make the best of it. Good for you. So yes, I mentioned, of course, I've been mentioning repeatedly over this series, that I want to do an episode of this where I just talk about unusual Danganronpa ships. And I said at the end of the last episode, oh god, there was a bit of a lag spike then, don't know why that was, very weird. I said I was going to actually go away between recording the last episode and this one, and just get a list, have a look online for some unusual Danganronpa ship names, things like that, or just unusual ships in general. And yeah, I've gone away and done that. So I was looking, apparently there's a shipping wiki, which I was unaware of. Apparently that's a thing, and it is literally what the name says. It's basically a wiki of character ships from across a whole load of franchises. And of course they have plenty of Danganronpa ones on there, a whole list of them in fact, which is really, really good. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, over the course of this episode we're going to play a game of Can You Guess That Ship? And what does Red think about it? So we're just going to go through as many of these as possible. So we may not actually do friendly events in this. We may just do random squares, things like that, just to keep the game turning over in the background. So it's more like a podcast rather than an actual episode, this, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll get through, if not all of this list, as much as I can, and then maybe, you know, if there's anything left over, do that in the next episode as well, potentially. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the name of the ship, and then I'll give you an opportunity to try and guess, if you're not aware of it, which characters are involved. And bear in mind, some of these are not just pairings, some of these are poly ships, so they have more than two people in some of these, because I guess people on the internet are a bunch of randy beggars and all that. Yeah, without further ado, let's just go. So, a lot of these ship names in Danganronpa, when I was looking at the shipping wiki, a lot of them are basically, the names of them are just mashups of character names, which makes it kind of obvious who they are. But there's quite a few of them where instead of just a name that's made up of character names, it actually has like a proper title, and those are for the most part, those are the ones I've written down. So, first one, ladies and gentlemen, can you guess this one? The title of the ship is Baking Soda. So, I'll give you a few seconds. Can you guess which characters are involved with that? I'm not going to say how many, it could be two, it could be more. So, get your answers in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, have you got your answers in mind? Since you've had a few seconds, allow me to reveal who that is. So, Baking Soda, the ship, apparently that is Kazuichi Soda, which might have been obvious because his name is technically in the title, but also Teru Teru. So, that's a fairly straightforward one because you'd think baking, who in Danganronpa has anything to do with cookery? And there's only like a couple of characters, Teru Teru, maybe Ruruka Ando. Though to be honest, I feel like Ruruka Ando would fit baking a bit better than Teru Teru, since Teru Teru is technically a cook, whereas she's a confectioner, so she is more specifically baking in that sense, if you get what I mean. But yeah, so that's Kazuichi Soda x Teru Teru, and what do I make of that one? I don't know, really. It's a curious one. It's not one I would have thought of. I would have thought... I mean, Teru Teru is an absolute perv, but of course he is quite open in his tastes and all that. So the Teru Teru bit I can understand. Kazuichi? I don't know. Is Kazuichi bisexual? I'm pretty sure there's a thing, actually, isn't there? A joke in the Danganronpa community sort of set up by possibly Kodaka himself that pretty much everyone in Danganronpa is bisexual. Whatever ship you want to headcanon, go ahead and all that. Which is fine. But yeah, I don't really know how I feel about Baking Soda. I guess it could kind of work. but it's one that I don't really feel anything towards, so we'll move on to the next one. So next one on the list, next ship title, is called Antidepressants. So once again, give yourself another couple of seconds, have a think. Who do you reckon that might be? Have you got some thoughts yet? Well, the answer, ladies and gentlemen, is that that's apparently Seiko Kimura from the Danganronpa 3 anime, and Miei Gekugahara, also from the Danganronpa 3 anime. And that one, I honestly have, again, no real thoughts on that, because Seiko, I feel, is a character who doesn't really need a partner, she needs a therapist. And Miei, technically, I've said this before actually, I think in my Danganronpa 3 anime review, Miei is a character who I feel like we don't actually really know anything about, because the Miei we actually saw in the Danganronpa 3 anime is not the real Miei, spoilers. It's an android. The real Miei is actually presumably already dead. So that's one that I can't really say. Need more information. We need to see who the real Miei was before anything else. Before I can really make a call on that one, ladies and gentlemen. So, third on the list, we have a ship titled Band-Aid. So, a few seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think that one is? If you think about the title, the words in it, Band-Aid, might just help you, home in on some characters in particular. And the answer, of course, to that one is it's Ibuki x Mikan, so the nurse and the ultimate musician. Which, yeah, I could sort of see working. Kind of. Because, I feel like Ibuki is generally a nice character. And I'd like to imagine she could probably help Mikan come out of a shell a little bit. So that one I think is one that sounds a bit more wholesome. Sounds like it could kind of work. So the next ship that we have on after that is called Birthday Girls. And I think if you can memorise all of the Danganronpa characters' birthdays, you will probably guess this one straight away, I would think. And if you can't, then I have a feeling you probably won't be able to guess it. So I'll just reveal the answer now. That apparently is Aoi Asahina ex Mahiru Koizumi, so swimmer and photographer. And I'm not going to lie, I feel like I've heard of that ship before, in all honesty.
I can't move.
Right, I'm just going to take a momentary diversion from ships to actually voice these lines here. Oh, I know, I'll train myself here. I've become so strong I'll never lose to Monokuma again. Perfect. And to do that, first things first, who should we talk to? Get physically stronger, work on argument skills, turn to forbidden modifications. Let's go argument skills, why not? Oh,
I see.
with Kokichi. Oh, I getcha. I won't mind lending you a hand. Really? Thank you so much.
But...
Still you're pretty rotten coming straight to me for something like that. Didn't you consider that being the go-to for argument practice might be a bit offensive to me?
What?
I guess you have a point.
You really don't...
Can't even imagine yourself in my shoes, huh? You stuffed animals are beyond hopeless.
What?
I'm so very sorry. I didn't mean anything by it, honest.
You get it?
I'm not feeling any sincerity. Grovel before me if you're actually sorry.
I'm sorry.
Grovel, please forgive me. As you can see, I'm begging you. Oh, nice I win. You just got gnomed.
How boring.
It would have been fun to see you grovel, but that was so easy I'll chalk it up as a boring victory. You don't even attempt to put up a fight. You're supposed to be trying to get better at arguments.
Could it be?
Don't tell me my training has already begun. Kokichi was merciless with his tongue lashing. I imagine he was. But yeah, Birthday Girls. I feel like I have seen people talk about that shit before. And honestly, yeah. I could see that working. I feel like Mahiru was someone who is quite sensible. She could probably sort of look after Hina, who's a bit more ditzy. Whilst Hina, I think, could probably bring a bit of life to that party, so to speak. And, they're both actually nice-ish characters. Well, I say nice-ish. I mean, in Aoi's case, she's very, very nice. She's a lovely character who deserves, only good things and all that. And Mahiru is nice enough, so sure. Yeah, that's a ship that I could see, which sounds kind of cool. Right, next ship. The next one on my list You can tell a lot of these are roughly in alphabetical order, with a few exceptions. So we're kind of going through many of the Bs at the moment. The next one is called Bitcoin. So give yourself a few seconds to have a think about that one, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin. Who do we think that's a ship of, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you've had a few seconds. So I'll reveal that is Chihiro Fujisaki and Byakuya Togami, and let me just say right now, absolutely not. I do not like that one. Chihiro is a cinnamon roll. They are much too precious for this world. Do not ship them with Byakuya. He is an asshole. So yes, I have strong feelings on that one, and my strong feelings sadly are no, absolutely not. So take that one away, get rid of it. Don't want to hear about it. Sorry if you ship that, ladies and gentlemen. On to the next ship, still on the Bs. Title of the next one is Black Metal. Black Metal, ladies and gentlemen. Can you figure out who is in this ship? Ladies and gents, who's in Black Metal? Well, I'll tell you the answer now that you've had a few seconds. That is Gundam Tanaka x Ibuki Miyoda. So a het ship, this one. And oddly, I sort of could see it working. I still think that Sondam, Gundam X Sonia, is very much the one for Gundam and all that. But having said that, I mean, yeah, Sonia is... sorry, not Sonia, Ibuki is a nice character. And they're both quite zany, and I feel like that would kind of work together, in a sense. So, yeah, I'll tentatively say that I don't mind it. I could sort of see that one working, kind of. It's not something I would think of, though. It's not like a ship that I would go, oh yeah, those characters are definitely made for each other. But yeah, that's the thing. Though actually I suppose as a, I don't know, like a more platonic ship, I think it could work as well. That's the thing, everyone thinks of ships as being romantic, but they don't necessarily have to be. They could always be sort of platonic as well. So, as a romantic or a platonic ship, that could work. Right, next ship on the list, Bubblegum Rock, ladies and gentlemen. Who is involved in that one, do you think? Take a moment, have a few seconds, just to think about it. Bubblegum Rock, ladies and gentlemen, is Leon Kuwata x Kazuichi Soda. So I guess the bubblegum part comes obviously from Kazuichi's hair. Fucking steal my money then, go on, what do I care? Don't need it. And obviously the rock part comes from Leon being an aspiring musician and all that. So what do I think about this one? I can see them being bro characters, so maybe as a platonic ship, perhaps. But I always feel like Leon is very much into girls. Never really got the sense that Leon might be bi. But then again, if we accept Kazutaka's word, all characters in Danganronpa are bi, so never mind. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really feel anything particularly strong about it. Like I say, I personally see them more as bro kind of characters than anything else. Let's actually go over here, this way. Right, so the next one after that technically is kind of an extension of that particular ship. It's called Bubblegum Space Rock. So, as you'll probably guess, that is Leon and Kazuichi, but this is actually the first of our poly ships on the list. So, I'm actually not going to give you, really, time to figure this one out, because Bubblegum Space Rock, that should be really obvious who the third in this poly relationship is. That, of course, is Kaito Momota, another very bro sort of character. So again, I'm not sure what to think of it. I don't think it really enthuses me, but I could see him being platonic bros or whatever, something like that. Maybe. So, next one on the list. Now, I know I said earlier that most of the ships I've listed down here are titles that are made up of actual proper titles, not just mashups of character names and all that. But this next one technically is a mashup of character names, but I included it because I thought it was an interesting one. It's, and I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation of this, Kaibuzono, and you should probably already be able to guess who that is. You should be able to guess whose names that's a mashup of. Kai Ibuzono. So that is Kaide, Sayaka and Ibuki. So that I think is very much based on the fact that obviously they're all musicians, or you know, their talents are all oriented around music. And I remember in Ultimate Talent Development Plan in V3 there was a scene with the three of them, I think, talking about their music. So that's probably where that ship came from, more or less. And yeah, I could sort of see them being bandmates, to put it that way. Alright, I'll talk about more about that in a moment. Let's talk about this event at the moment. I suppose I work as a janitor at the hotel restaurant. Kurumi normally keeps it spotless, so I don't have much work to do.
Alrighty.
Okay, when I'm free, I'll go look for a task. Lecture my chatty fellow janitors, attract customers, trouble in Thal. Let's have a look at who's causing the problem. Oh, you! That's not Toko, that's...
Yep.
Before I knew it, I was holding a dish covered in pepper, and whoops, I did the pepper lines. Okay, so I know we're working at a restaurant, but who in the frick ordered this a dish?
Leave it to me.
I'm here to help, so please go and help at the restaurant. Help Genocide Jack, I went around confirming all of the orders with customers. Orders with customers, even. But yeah, Kai Ibuzono, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I could sort of see that ship working. They're all nice characters at the end of the day. But I think that's definitely one of those ones I see potentially being more platonic, maybe. As bandmates or something. Yeah, that's what I'll say on that one. So, next ship on my list is called Class Clowns. So, have a think about that one, because I'll be honest with you, I actually didn't guess this one myself, so I'll be curious to see if anyone watching this does guess it. Also, let me know in the comments, by the way, if, you know, how many of these you're getting right, or how many of them you actually know, and all that. I'd be curious. How into the Danganronpa shipping scene are you, and all that? So, Class Clowns, ladies and gentlemen, now that you've had a few seconds to think about that, that apparently is Monica x Kotoko, which I'm just going to say straight away, they're friggin' underage, that's illegal. So let's not say anything more about that. Next ship on the list is Cyberspace. So, have a think about that one. I don't think that'll be too difficult to figure out who's involved in that ship, personally. Cyberspace. Well, one element of that title should be obvious. Though actually, I haven't said that. The other one made a bit less so. You could go one of a couple of directions with it, I think. But Cyberspace, that's Kaito x Kibo, which, yeah, maybe I could see it possibly working. I don't know. I mean, Kaito's very much a bro sort of character, whereas Kibo never really struck me as a bro, as opposed to just a studious guy. So, yeah, maybe it's more of a platonic ship, that one. I don't know. Or maybe then again it could work in the sense of Kibo helps restrain some of Kaito's enthusiasm a bit, and Kaito helps Kibo have a bit more of a fun time or something. So yeah, it could maybe work. Maybe a bit. But again, it's not a ship that I really have any strong feelings towards, so yeah. Right, up next we have a ship called Double Date. So this is another... Oh god, didn't want to do that. Shoot, what am I doing? Do this, there we go. Yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, Double Date, have a think about that one. I'll give you a clue, this is another poly one. So this is multiple characters, more than 3. Can you guess who it is yet? Ladies and gentlemen, I keep pressing enter by mistake. What am I doing? Let's go up and round here. Have you guessed it yet, ladies and gents? Well, if you haven't, I'll give you the answer round about now. That is Shuichi x Kaide x Kaito x Maki. So that's 2 ships rolled into one, basically. I guess people like the idea of, you know, 2 het ships maybe going on double dates or whatever, which, you know what, yeah, I could see. I could see maybe double dates occurring between the 4 of them, perhaps, so sure. I don't hate it. I mean, truth be told, you know, Shuichi x Kaide is, I think, a popular one. Saimatsu, I think it's called, technically. So, yeah. Right, where are we going here? Let's go to Growth Square. There we are. Level 99 already. Fantastic. Right, next ship on the list is called Despair Compass. Now, one element of this might be obvious, but the question is, do you get the other one, ladies and gentlemen? Because the other element of it you could go in a couple of directions with. So Despair Compass, have a think about that one. Give you a few more seconds. And the answer to it is that it's Kiyotaka Ishimaru x Izuru Kamakura, which again is a funny combination. Not one that I would have thought of. But, I suppose... I mean, it just depends on... The problem with Izuru Kamakura is that he finds everything boring. So the question is, would Kiyotaka be enough of an exciting partner to keep Izuru Kamakura's attention? Or would Izuru Kamakura quickly lose interest in him? And this is probably going to be a bit of a burn on Kiyotaka, but every free time event I've ever spent with Kiyotaka in any game makes me feel like the answer to that would be no. I hate to say it, but yeah. So, I think, sorry Kiyotaka, but I don't think Izuru would be that into you, personally. Right, now, the next ship, there's a couple of ships now on this list that I've got here, which are a bit bizarre, because some of these actually are ships where there are Danganronpa characters in them, but they're also characters from other franchises. So this first one should probably be quite obvious. And the ship is Monosonic. And yes, I'm not going to let you guess that one, because you can probably already tell who it is. That's Monokuma x Sonic the Hedgehog. That's a thing, apparently. Somebody ships it. It was on the shipping wiki, ladies and gentlemen. And my guess is that that essentially comes down to that one scene in V3, in one of the trials, where Monokuma basically reveals that he absolutely hates Sonic the Hedgehog. And apparently, of course, you know, in the world of shipping, if a character hates another one, clearly that means they're meant to be together or something. Because, you know, that's totally how romance works and all that. But what do I think of Monosonic? Honestly, I'm going to say yes, just for the mental image of Monokuma dominating Sonic the Hedgehog. Just cause, sure. And in a similar vein, the next ship on my list is also one which is, I think, a bit of a joke one, where it's a Danganronpa character X, a character from another franchise. It's Mono Teddy. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is Monokuma X, a character called Teddy, who is apparently from Persona. And I'll be honest with you, I've never played a Persona game and I don't really know that much about them. So in all honesty, I can't really comment on that one. So we have to just park that one aside, I think. Next on the list, though, we have another Danganronpa character ship. Well, actually, I won't give any clues. This next one is called Music Book, ladies and gentlemen. This might be a fairly straightforward one. Actually, well, okay, you've got an extra few seconds because I'm going to have to voice this as well. It's the perfect opportunity for Love. I want to kick back and chat with everyone too. Talk with Kaide, Sayaka, or Toko? Let's start with Kaide. We love Kaide. So glad you let me listen to your piano playing so much during this field trip.
That's right.
The way your fingers move so delicately is amazing. You have magical hands. I can never do that with my hands. In fact, I don't even have fingers. I just have weird little pink sausages. Right, that's really too bad. Have you ever wanted to try playing piano, yeah? Well, you often see elementary school teachers playing piano and singing with students, right? Part of me yearns to try that. Even in this form, I'd like to be a little more teacher-like.
That's right.
So piano might be a bit much, but you could always clap a beat on and sing together, right?
Hey.
While you're here, why don't you join in with the dance over there? Oh, it's so sudden, my heart isn't prepared.
Right?
It's only embarrassing at first. Here, I'll go with you.
I got it.
In that case, I'll give it my best shot. I joined the dance as Kaide and sang. I'm not sure if that was teacher-like, but it was fun. How wholesome. Yeah, Music Book, ladies and gentlemen. We had a moment to make your guesses, because I'm about to reveal who it is. That is Ibuki x Toko Fukawa, which, I'll be honest with you, I cannot see that one personally, because I feel like Toko, I don't know, I feel like she wouldn't get on with Ibuki. Ibuki would be too lively for her, and Toko would just be too snide. Nah, I don't see it myself personally, that one. Ibuki can do much better than Toko. I'll just say that right now. Noting that we've only got a couple more days left, I think I'll leave it there for these ships. I've still got a few more on the list, so I might save those for the next episode, and we'll talk about the remainder then, ladies and gentlemen. Right, we just got to basically do a few things now. That made for a good topic of conversation, though, didn't it? In this episode. Because Lord knows I've been doing so many of these episodes where eventually I run out of things to say, and it's just me making silly voices and strange noises, things like that, which is pretty much, you know, something like 80% of my content on the channel and all that, but hey, it's nice to have something to talk about every once in a while, you know? Something actually entertaining or whatever. So, yeah, let me know what you think about those ships that we've talked about this episode. Do you disagree with any of my views on them? Are there any there that you really love the idea of and that you can see working? Which of us is here? A bunch of shooting stars. See? There you go. Speed increased. That's a good one. Attributes increased there. Who's there? Yeah, fuck it. Go on, give us the surgery.
Well, so then...
Don't really care if it fails. We're not taking Monami. Certainly not N-rank Monami anywhere. It failed. That's fine. Not bothered. What's the damage? Could be worse. Alright, final day then. Let me just sort this out. Give us just a low roll or something. There we go. Perfect. They gave us the lowest roll. Smash that guy up. There we go. And with that, we come to the end of Monami's development run, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously, the next episode will probably be taking out Usami onto the board, just to complete the roster of DR2 characters. Oh, I just skipped a dialogue without meaning to. Yeah, that's how little I really care about Monami as a character, at least in this game. Admittedly, in DR2, people did kind of mistreat her a bit, and all that, you know. They were a bit shitty to her. Alright, we'll just get that one skill. Wow, Monami, you're so under-leveled. Oh, lordy loo. We get anything for that? Something on Usami Flower, is that another bit of coin? Just one coin. Well, let's go and spend it at the old Yashin while we're here. Boom. Boom. What do we get? Oh. Nikamaru hype card. Not bad, not bad. Okay, well there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's wrap this episode up here. That was episode 76 of Danganronpa S. God, at this rate, we're going to freaking hit 100 on this series, which will be the longest Danganronpa series I've ever done on the channel and all that. Social media links, propagandist channel link, etc., all down in the video description for anyone interested. If you enjoyed, a like is of course always appreciated. Other than that, I'm signing off now, ladies and gents, and join me next time where we'll go through the remainder of the ships that I've got listed on this sheet. Goodbye, everybody. Yeah, that probably sounds a little better, doesn't it? Alright, let's get a move on. Let's head down here and see what the deal is. What the heck is going on up there? That looks like an eye. It's looking down across the area. Almost like a kind of searchlight. It's funny that, isn't it? Because the architecture is almost kind of very... well, it's much more modern, I would say. But of course, obviously it's based on ancient Greek mythology, so I'm kind of interested. It's got its own curious little sort of style, hasn't it? I do like that. So it looks like we're going down here. Apparently the underworld is not what it was. Alright, so through the city we go then. So the gate might be our end goal. That's where possibly we need to get to.